Good morning, everybody. In the last session, Thyroidinum Part 1, we have discussed about the introductory part of thyroidinum and thyroidinum in the light of phenomenological point of view, that is from history and effect of the cause, that is physical genetics, mental genetics, etc. Today, we will be discussing mostly about the prescribing indication of thyroidinum in different parts of our body, miasmatic background, and it should be illustrated with few cases from my brief. If we consider thyroidinum from miasmatic background, it is SORA, psychosis, to some extent mixed, and if we consider diathesis, the tubercular diathesis. Now I am telling another important part of thyroidinum in different stages of life. During infancy, what we are getting in thyroidinum? Maladjustment of the functional equilibrium of the organs, convulsion without any traumatic cause. These are the important things we are getting in infancy. Another important symptoms we may get for thyroidinum infant is severe neonatal jaundice, any type of allergic manifestation like urticaria, eczema, bronchospasm, malignant nausea or vomiting of infant despite of giving all type of medicines, not improving. Then loss of voice accompanying other trouble, constipation, chronic diarrhea, very offensive, liquid stool with significant time modality, more chronic, more indicated. Retarded growth and development both in physical and mental level, mostly emaciated and anemic. Regarding infancy, I am sharing one of the beautiful case of the authority of one of the authority of thyroidinum, Dr. S.K. Ghosh, treated by him during his time. What was the symptom of that child and how it was recovered? I would like to share. An ill-developed baby, aged about 10 days, developed loss of voice without any difficulty in swallowing. On examination, no cough, no catarrhal symptom or fever. Respiration rate was normal. Stool was somewhat diarrheic for 6 to 8 times per day. And as it was rainy season, Rustox was tried for 4 days without any significant result. Then a few doses of phosphorus 30 were administered for 3 days without any significant improvement. Now considering that the condition might be practice or underdeveloped of the vocal cords and due to defective growth, Dr. S.K. Ghosh prescribed thyroidinum 33 doses, 1 dose every 12 hours. It had immediate effect from the first dose, voice improved, the diarrhea was controlled, and with a little change in diet, the child improved a great deal physically. Now I am telling about the adolescence. During adolescence, mostly you are getting nervous disturbances, mentally very much irritable, impulsive, confused and angry, nausea and vomiting tendency, various type of vasomotor disturbance like vertigo, headache, flushing. Especially in young girls, they may suffer from different types of trouble during menses. Convulsion without fever, without trauma. In adolescence, we are also getting different type of allergic skin manifestation, urticaria, eczema, etc. In young girls, they mostly suffer from almost all type of menstrual disorders, amenorrhea, menorrhagia, metrorrhagia, etc. Almost all complaints aggravate during menses. In selected cases, we are also getting mental irritability in terms of psychiatric disorder during menstruation, mostly those who are suffering from disordered menstruation. In adolescents, in selected cases, they may also suffer from gout or any other metabolic disorders. Now, reproductive age female. Complaints arises due to any disharmony or metabolic disturbance, hormonal imbalance, but not to any mechanical cause. Threatened abortion with oozing. Toxemia of pregnancy with flushing, vertigo, dyspnea, palpitation. History of obstinate vomiting throughout the pregnancy. Allergic manifestation during pregnancy. Itching with or without eruption. Convulsion, aggravation from cold weather with chilliness. Sudden and acute rise of blood sugar or blood pressure during pregnancy. Generally, we are getting these type of symptoms during reproductive age of female. In female life, during puerperium, uterine inertia with irregular bleeding and improper subinvolution of the uterus. It corrects milk secretion, that is agalactia. Intractable diarrhea after puerperium, during puerperium. Puerperial insanity with vasomotor disturbances. Now, in short, I will elaborate particular symptom. Already in first part of thyroidnia, we have told about the state of mind. Once again, I am reminding few points. Under the heading of mind, they are indifferent, mentally retarded, despair of recovery like Sorinum, stupor alternates with restlessness, laughing tendency to herself, cheerfulness alternates with sadness, anxiety and palpitation with subjective discomfort in chest, internal flushing on excitement, contradiction intolerance like sepia, any type of opposition causing trouble to thyroid patient. They are angry, suddenly become very much angry. In head and vertigo part, persisting frontal headache with flushing, vertigo with nausea associated with almost all complaints. Regarding eye and vision, thyroid patient may suffer from chronic allergic conjunctivitis with severe itching, chemosis, more or less exudation during change of season. In toxic cases, protrusion of eyeball, central scotoma in macula of the retina, there is scotoma and progressive loss of vision. In ear, sclerosis of the ossicles causing disturbance in hearing, noises, they are getting noises with vertigo, pulsation in ear synchronized with pulse and beat. Nose, there is dry coryza in indoors and running outdoors. Peculiar characteristic symptom. Whenever they are in indoor, they are not getting so much running. Nose, it is dry, but whenever they go outside of the room, suffering from runny nose. Epistaxis being overheated. Allergic rhinitis with crawling sensation. face discoloration red and pale alternately, with or without flushing, a red lip like sulfur, growth of hair on face in children, dry and peeling of lip. In mouth and taste, we are getting metallic taste in mouth, especially at tip of the tongue. Throat, choking sensation, constricting feeling with dryness, and a splinter-like sensation in throat, enlargement of thyroid gland with sensitiveness at the angle of jaw. Then in stomach, already we have told in part 1 regarding physical genetics, regarding appetite. Once again I am repeating, a ravenous, insatiable appetite, always eating but emaciated. Desire for sweet like sulfur, sorinum. Thirsty for cold water. Nausea on car riding. Motion sickness. Severe vomiting during pregnancy. Hyperemesis gravidarum. Almost throughout the pregnancy they are suffering from obstinate vomiting. Likewise, we are also getting obstinate vomiting in children. Abdomen flatulence with much flatus, cutting pain in liver, aggravation and deep breathing. Dyspepsia before menses. Once again, we are getting a symptom, aggravation before menses or during menses. Rolling flatulence and gargling, then loses gaseous stool. Pain and tenderness, aggravation from eating, and amyloid at evening. Now in genitalia part, already we have discussed some part during female lives regarding all type of menstrual disorder, early menses of mother during nursing period, aggravation of all complaints during menses, functional menorrhagia, tendency to miscarriage repeatedly, itching eruption during pregnancy, toxemia during pregnancy, and breast tumor. In male, especially in small child, they may suffer from undescended testes in elderly people, enlarged prostate with obesity. Undeveloped or ill-developed organ pathology is one of the indication for thyroid. Now respiratory dry painful cough with scanty expectoration with itching and burning in pharynx in allergic individual, aggravation in warm room, cold air from any type of allergen like dust etc. getting exposure, anxiety about chest as if constricted, bronchial asthma with dry suffocative non-productive cough, ameliorated lying in recumbent position, dyspnea without an inflammation of the bronchi. Now heart, tachycardia, palpitation from least motion, mental excitement, hammering whatever beats felt in the ears, as if blood is rushing downwards through body, clutching, constricting pain like cactus with anxiety. Barnett has noted severe angina or anginal pain has been cured by him with thyroid. Extremities, rheumatic arthritis with tendency to obesity, cold extremities with cramps, edema in legs, trembling of limbs, and sensation of heat in heels aggravates at night like sulfur, medorinum, etc. Sleep, generally they are suffering from disturbed sleep. Falling asleep is difficult like tuberculinum. Causeless awaking during sleeping, short refreshing sleep like medorinum. Causeless insomnia like carcinosin. Fearful nightmares but sleepy during day. Repeatedly I have told about skin symptom, not giving more detail. Whatever may be the skin symptom, with or without eruption, almost every type of symptoms developed or associated with allergic disorder. Now I am telling about caution for use of thyroidinum. Prolonged use in low potency may lead to toxicity, headache, palpitation, tremor, excessive sweating, and increased cardiac rate. The scope of use of thyroidinum actually we should consider from past history, family history, gestational history, and the presenting manifestation from different sources. In a very complicated case where to select a proper remedy is difficult, or when apparently well indicated medicine do not produce favorable effect in allergic patient, thyroidinum would be a choice of remedy. It generally suits to either thin-built persons with prominent eyes and nervous temperament, excessive or want of appetite, history of vasomotor disturbances, angioneuritic edema, with significant past personal or family history, sensation of heat or flushing, but patient subjectively feel chilly. Another important keynote symptom of thyroidinum is worse from spasm by cold. So just to control thyroid disorder, prolonged use in low potency should not be indulged in any way. Now I am sharing few cases. A diagnosed autistic girl about 5 years consulted me who could not speak single syllable, very poor eye contact and hardly followed any command. Among physical genetics important were desire for sweet, aversion to bath, tired easily, craves for eggs, profuse perspiration on head, more during sleep. Mental generals are very timid, obstinate and irritable and attention seeking. Considering all, Calcarea curve was selected and tried in different potency without any significant effect. Further inquiry reveals that during gestation her mother suffered from excessive vomiting throughout the pregnancy. Not only that, she was also having edema in both legs and high blood pressure, and she was advised to take absolute rest till delivery. Now reconsidering the case, thyroidinum 200 single dose administered with radical improvement. For the first time, she called her father and mother as Baba and Ma. Hearing the utterance, parents are delighted like anything. In this case, history of preeclampsia-like symptom was the block remover, and with thyroidinum, the block was removed, and after a few months, Calcarea curve was required, and getting Calcarea curve, it was possible to send the autistic girl to a normal school for education. Now I am telling a beautiful case of migraine. A lady about 38 years old by occupation, school teacher, consulted me for severe obstinate headache almost at 7 to 10 days interval. Whenever she was suffering from headache, it is associated with obstinate vomiting, severe vomiting, and having no defined location or modality, except become very much sensitive to noise and light during attack. And she was diagnosed as a case of migraine. She had been suffering since her college life for more than 16 years. Apart from, she was gaining weight and appearance of hairs in different parts of the body, and also diagnosed the case of polycystic ovarian syndrome. In spite of taking all measures, no treatment was responded. She is the only daughter, and due to her father's illness, uncontrolled diabetes and complication, he became bedridden. She had to manage all family matters also. In this case also, totality favors calcarea carb, and it was tried with slight improvement regarding duration of headache, but there was no improvement of polycystic ovarian disease. After getting history from her mother, who not met earlier, it revealed that her mother suffered from eclampsia and was advised to take absolute bed rest before expected date. Even after delivery, she got severe convulsion. In childhood, she had suffered from whooping cough. Considering the phenomenology of development of symptom from cause and effect of the cause point of view, thyroidinum 200 two doses are prescribed. With utter surprise, the lady having no episode of attack within 4 months, and ultrasonography reveals smaller size of ovarian cyst. Moreover, she lose weight about 5 kg within 4 months. Follow-up of the patient still favoring calcarea carb, and it was tried, and ultimately the treatment was concluded with 1 dose of carcinosin. She was cured of her ailments with PCOS findings, and weight became normal at per age and height. In this case, thyroidinum acted as a block remover, calcarea carb was the constitutional remedy, and carcinosin was administered considering the past gestational and feminist phenomena. It covers mixed miasmatic perspective of the disease. Now I am sharing a beautiful case of Dr. S.K. Ghosh. It was a case of newly married girl, aged about 18 years, who was 100% normal before marriage. Her husband came to me for consultation regarding his wife, who was having conclusion towards the end of coition. She was of normal intelligence, proper physical development. It was her defective functional response to stimuli. I thought to be responsible for this condition. A dose of thyroidinum 200 was enough to strengthen her nervous system, competent to enjoy the delight of orgasm. Now once again, I am giving caution to all of you. Without considering the phenomena, just to control thyroid disorder, please do not use low potency for a long time. It will lead to toxicity. Another important point, this medicine should not be continued when after administration a febrile condition precipitated. In many cases where immune suppression takes place, it should be administered very cautiously in any known tubercular patient, indiscriminate use of thyroidinum may cause weight loss. Even latent tuberculosis may flare up. Like any other homeopathic constitutional anti-miasmatic remedy, thyroidinum is to be used in our daily practice, and hope if the homeopathic fraternity appreciate the effectivity of thyroidinum in daily practice from cause point of view, that is past history, family history, personal history, gestational history, and effect of the cause point of view, that is physical genetics, mental genetics, and different type of particulars. We may safely use this medicine like other constitutional anti-miasmatic medicines. Thank all of you. Hope getting more elaborate idea from different books. The learned homeopathic fraternity will use thyroidinum rationally and judiciously and help ailing people to be free from their obstinate, so-called obstinate illness not being recovered with apparently selected medicine. Once again, I pay my thanks to all participants for their patience hearing. On behalf of the Bengal Academy of Applied Homeopathy, once again I pay my thanks. Namaskar.